What is going on, guys? I'm going to try to teach you how to do wall rides in session. So, as you can see from this clip here, kick flipped in, wall ride, used plywood to get out. I also used a ramp, and I found that that was the easiest way to actually get into it. But there are walls that will allow you to do it without a ramp. So let's just back out and we'll see if I can actually get one without just showing you the replay of the one that I already got. So it's kind of, it's a little bit complicated, but at the same time, if you're tenacious enough, then you'll get it. It just takes some practice and it takes a lot of trial and error. So this is where I actually have it set up. I'm actually on a mod map right now, but this will work on regular maps, on the vanilla maps. If you go to Farrington Sessions Instagram page, he's got one that he did, I believe, on maybe it's in Philly or maybe it's in New York. I think it's in Philly. But his is really good too. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think he did a kickflip into it as well. But so I actually was trying this again last night, so I actually removed the ramp to see if I could do it without the ramp. And just so you're aware, and full disclosure, I do have mods enabled, but it's only for cosmetics. So I've got the clothing mod and my hair and my stogie here. And I've got a custom deck that I made and a custom grip that I've made. But otherwise, all of my settings are right here as far as gravity, pop height, all of that stuff. So if you want to pause and take a peek at this, feel free. Board settings. I have real light disabled for now, but sometimes I turn it on, just depends. Flip trick, manual catch, manual board control, as you can see here. So, let's see if we can get this wall right. Actually, we'll probably start right here. The main thing is kind of getting the angle correctly when you're trying to get into it. So, you kind of want to go kind of at a diagonal angle to the wall, similar to how I'm walking into it right now, so kind of like that. And again, like, you can use a ramp, but you should be able to do this without a ramp as well. That's what I've been trying since last night. But yes, again, you need enough speed, but not too much speed, and then you need to kind of approach the wall in this kind of a fashion. So if I'm starting like here, you know, I want to kind of go this way. So we'll start up here actually, like right here. Kind of like that. It's really hard to get when you're not going down a bigger drop. So, but that's kind of the button prompts. You should be able to see my control. I'm going to review the footage and double check. I've never used the controller overlay function, but that should be basically what you are going to want to do. Kind of want to load your ollie up or whatever trick you're doing in the pocket that's going towards the wall. So like that. And then depending on the wall, you can wind up a little bit. You don't want to do this too early, but you do kind of want to go towards the wall and away from the wall at the same time. It might sound like an oxymoron, but that's more or less the strategy and technique I've been using, at least. So, and I think this is going to be kind of subjective too, as far as you know, personal preference and how you skate in the game and everything. But ultimately, let's see if we can get one real quick. So you see I kind of stuck to the wall there. Almost. Nope. But you can kind of see what's happening, right? So like ollie, and I'm kind of peeling my front stick, kind of almost in a board slide, kind of between like a crook and a board slide input. Just my front stick, just to kind of get that turn. You can use your back sticks as well. It just depends, again, like on how much you've practiced it, because there's a little bit of finesse, I guess you would say, to kind of try to get everything working correctly, because this is not technically an implemented feature in the game, but it is possible. And I saw this being done by one of the devs, Monkhead, in a Garrett Jenner stream. There we go, there's a little one. So it's a little one, but it was still a wall ride, right? So like you see, I kind of pulled my stick down a little bit, and then all four wheels on the wall, into the plywood to roll away. Now the plywood is totally optional as well. I found that this particular wall, as you can see, because this is downtown LA, ported over, it's kind of a wave. So it's probably not even the best wall to do it on. I just liked the way it looked. And I liked the spot from when I played Skater XL a lot. So the fact that it's in session is super tight, and I really enjoy this little spot right here. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like probably not the most ideal wall to try it on. Something that's wavy like this. You probably have better results doing it on like a flat wall, something more like this, or I mean, really anything other than the wavy wall. I just kind of went with this one because it was green and it's got a certain kind of aesthetic I like and vibe that I like, and again, the spot is pretty sick. So yeah, let's go ahead and record this one because it was relatively successful. I'm gonna do a long lens first. So let's go with smooth keys. Get that field of view in there, real dirt nasty. Give it some blur. And find our guy. Smooth keys. So he enters the frame about right there. There we go. Where's he at? There we go. About right here. Back this off a little bit. Probably looks like that right there. It's kind of like a impromptu filming tutorial as well if you're looking for kind of how to do like these smooth panning crash zoom kind of shots. Notice I started kind of over in the left hand side of the frame, and then it pans over into the right, and you can get that more centered too. You just kind of have to play the angle a little bit. So it's not he starts over here and he ends up back in that same spot, but just the distance between the keyframes gives you like a smooth kind of look in shot. And then probably actually put my zoom out during the actual ollie. Linear keys, zoom out to like 20. Maybe put that about right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
That motherfucker doing it in his bitch. I'ma roast and lugubrious. I'ma let the Uzi spit. Turn his face into gooey shit. Bitch, I'ma roast and lugubrious. I'ma let the Uzi spit. Turn his face into gooey shit. Bitch, I'ma roast and lugubrious. I'ma let the the Uzi spit. Turn his face into gooey shit. Bitch, I'm a roast and lugubrious. I'ma let the Uzi spit. Turn his face into gooey shit. Bitch, I'm lugubrious. My trap game is stupid. You acting like I'm doing this. I've been successful.
Alright, record that. And then, yeah, let me try it one more time so you can kind of look at the way my what my controller's doing a little bit more. So, don't do that. Too early on the wind up. So I kind of load the pocket. Wind up. Fail. You're gonna fail a lot at this. So just keep that in mind. It takes practice. You can do other tricks into it. I was trying to frontside shove into it last night. I was getting it, but it looked janky, so I didn't film anything with it. But yeah, I mean, kind of less is more with, you know, it's kind of a lot of what session is less is more. If you're overthinking stuff too much, then you get yourself into a situation where you're not going to land what you're trying to land. But you can either kind of just load into the pocket though. See, you walked in that one. Load it into the pocket, so you're going towards the wall. And then you can wind up. Sometimes I wind up, sometimes I don't. Just depends on the speed, really. If I need to get more distance from the wall. Oh, almost had it there. Yeah, and you might want to do like a very small little rotation so that you're kind of angled into your landing spot a bit. I mean, that was kind of it, wasn't it? So that's a little front shove, partial Wallride, wasn't quite it. Notice though, if you do have a ramp, that's how I saw Jenner do it in his live stream with the dev there. He's actually in the New York map. I think like Chatham Towers, maybe the banks, I'm not really sure. But it was like one of those little banks. I mean, that was kind of it. It was a terrible landing, but kind of see, right? So you catch it. And as you can see, it's a pretty jank. Defying all the laws of physics there. But that's not really the point, is it? Because again, this is not an implemented feature. It's probably something I would, and this is totally speculation on my part, but I would assume that the devs are looking at this as an implemented feature because wallrides are a really important part of street skating, especially in the modern age. Just in general, really, wall rides, wallies, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I would imagine the devs are probably actually looking at implementing for real. They did just get an animator and a new community lead on their team. If you didn't see their Instagram post, you should go follow Session Game on Instagram because they put a lot of updates out there. Put a lot of updates out on their Twitter, but they definitely seem to focus on their Instagram more than their Twitter account. They post on their Twitter account and they'll answer questions there, but generally they'll be more active on the Instagram. I think it's just because it's where everybody's putting their clips and stuff. So there's a little one. Let's see how that looked. So boom. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't bad. I mean, that's the thing. The frontside shove, this is like kind of my dream trick to do on it for whatever reason. I just think it looks cool. But you know, you get a little bit of jank when you do the front side shove it. So you get a little bit of this action right here, where old boy's foot is snapping. Look at that. That might actually be because of the physical animation setting that I have activated in the experimental features, because that is a problem. It basically is a problem even if you don't have mods on, but then there's a combination effect that happens when you have this specific mod. You see on my clothes are like wiggling and stuff. You've probably seen other people with the flannels and stuff on. There's just some weird like collision problems with the actual 3D mesh of the character that happen a little bit at times where, like, if you're too far away, let's see if it does it. Too far away from him, his feet might flip around. Oh, it actually didn't. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about, because a lot of times his feet will like flip completely backwards and it's awkward. But when you get closer, it fixes itself. But yeah. So the front side shove it. I think we got all 4 wheels on the wall that time. Maybe 3 out of 4, but I mean that's pretty good for a feature that's not really actually implemented. Maybe we did get all 4 on there for a second. Not quite, but I mean that's the goal, you know. That's your, and again, it's probably because, like, look where I'm actually landing on the wall, right? Like, it's a hump, right? It's like a wave right there. So this is a custom deck. These are not available yet, but there's going to be some stuff coming out with this bad boy soon. I will be announcing that on my Instagram. You can see my little bullshit tattoos. Just for the record, I don't have all of these tattoos in real life. I do have this Frankenstein tattoo. I have that ray gun and the flying saucers. I've got Mighty Mouse in real life. And I have Mr. Magoo in real life, pretty much placed where they should be. Where the Sasquatch is on my upper arm is actually Captain Planet in real life. And this is some art by an artist that I really like, Alex Pardee. Oh, the Alkaline Trio skull right there, the little heart skull. I have that in real life, pretty much where it's at. And on this wrist, I actually technically have like a lotus, but it looks like shit anyway, so it's going to be something I'm going to cover up. Anyway. Yeah, like, I did all these tattoos just in like the textures, the same way you would do decks. That's my girlfriend right there. Isn't she beautiful? Yep. Little Bart Simpson up here. Anyway, back to the Wallrides. Yeah, you're basically gonna kind of like load into the pocket though. Like, notice how he's kind of in the pocket a bit. Well, actually, he doesn't really look like it in the replay editor, but I'm pretty sure I was in the pocket on that one. But it also is circumstantial on the angle that you're approaching the wall too, though. So, like, this one was probably just, I was at the right angle when I was approaching the wall, and then it worked, right? And that's the thing. It's kind of a trial and error thing. It really does depend on the wall that you're trying it on. As far as the exit angle, like dismounting the wall, again, you can just put a piece of plywood down. Real skaters do that all the time to make a spot more skatable. But it's really kind of your prerogative and kind of what you want it to look like. But I will show you the, I think this is the fisheye. Yeah, it's the fisheye. Put the VX on, keep that fisheye wide. This is the very first one that I landed. The kickflip into the Wallride is probably the best one that I might get anytime soon, unless I can find another wall that's a little bit more approachable for something else, like a front side shove or maybe a tray flip or laser flip into it or nollie shove into it. I was trying to backside nollie shove into it last night, and it wasn't quite working, but I got it in a couple of times. But yeah, I mean, it's really just kind of a matter of trial and error, practicing, being tenacious, having personal resolve, having confidence in yourself, whatever you want, really. But ultimately, it's totally possible. You just gotta practice it. So here's the fisheye clip of the original. That's pretty stinking good, right? It's pretty steezy. You see, boom, and then this one, we got all 4 wheels on the wall on this one, I believe. Just awkward angle. There's a little bounce because of the wave in the wall. I think I had my trucks looser when I did this too. I tightened them up a little bit because I was getting like insane speed wobbles doing this last night. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like the most beautiful thing in the world, again, because it's not like a technically implemented feature, but the physics of the game allow it to happen. So, you know, you're kind of like dipping your stick, your front foot stick. I ride regular, so I pop with my back foot, flip with my front foot, all that. So you kind of want to like dip your front stick kind of in like a crook, in between like a crook. Let me get out of the editor so I'm not making you motion sick. You kind of want it to be kind of in between a crook and like a board slide, kind of in this range. And then if you are using your back stick, it's kind of like power slide almost like that kind of input, maybe even more like completely diagonal from one another. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, you just gotta, again, it's all about trial and error, and your approach, your attack angle, all that stuff. You can use the pocket, boom. You can do it without using the pocket, but I find that the pocket's easier because it gives you that, you know, that little push into whatever direction you're loading it into. So, and it's inconsistent. That's the thing that you're going to have to cope with. It's very inconsistent. Sometimes it just works, but it's kind of a perfect storm. You have to have the right speed, the right attack angle, kind of the right stick placement, and you are going to fail a lot at it, just like you will do with a lot of just basic tricks in this game. And otherwise, that's pretty much it. So I hope that this helped. I hope that you guys can get some wall rides, get some sick clips of them, you know. And yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like these little tutorials, I generally don't do this on my YouTube channel, but you know, if it's something that you guys are interested in seeing, and we'll get that subscriber base up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up, get the viewership up, get the boys some monetization status. Just get me up to 1,000. I don't know. You could do it if you really wanted to. No, but for real, if you guys like this kind of stuff, just leave it in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram or comment it on Instagram or engage with me on Instagram. I have most of my followers over there. And yep, that'll wrap this up for now. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stay ominous out there.